You and I, we are complex creations. We really are incredibly complex, even in not only in the workings of our body and mind, but also in our own capacity to hold different thoughts at the same time, sometimes in contradiction with each other. And I'll give you two such thoughts. One is a concept which is familiar to all of us and we know is vital to living life well, which is gratitude. And the other is, at the same time, imagine in one hand you're holding up gratitude and saying this ultimately is all that matters today. And on the other hand, you have dissatisfaction. The question is, can you have both at the same time, or does one just kill the other? Does gratitude squash out dissatisfaction? Should it always? And does dissatisfaction kill gratitude? Well, ultimately, we know, yes, it's true. Both do erase the other. Each one erases the other. But sometimes I think we need a little of both. We need the salt and the sweet on the palate at the same time. And what do I mean by that? Imagine if you look at the world with intense and immense gratitude. Every day you cultivate, not just leave it to be random moments, but cultivate as many experiences of blessing, of realizing blessing, of gratitude as possible. You occasionally just do this to say, oh, thank you, I'm here. I'm in this game. That little beating twitch against my fingers means I still have life to live, at least in this moment. Let me do it well and with that kind of realization, imagination of my own being. But at the same time, dissatisfaction. And dissatisfaction is what's changed the world for the better. It wasn't looking at the world only with gratitude that made movements of change come to it. It wasn't looking at our own lives only with satisfaction that brought the best changes to our lives. We needed a balance of what makes us good people and happy people and people who are living life well, which is gratitude. And at the same time, we need that dissonance. We need to play two notes that conflict at once on the instrument. We need to have the dissatisfaction to say, I need to change this. This isn't good enough. So what does today look like if you're balancing one in each hand, which is intense, real, palpable gratitude, and on the other hand, dissatisfaction, whether it's with systems or with the individual, yourself first of all. Do you look to yourself with gratitude for what you realize about yourself, what you've come to know and learn and experience? Do you at the same time look at yourself and say, but I can do more and I can be better, and today can be better than yesterday? I remember reading in a book a wonderful notion, which was don't compare yourself to other people, because ultimately whenever we compare ourselves to another person, we're only comparing ourselves to one aspect of that person, not their whole being. So I might compare myself to another, who knows what, basketball player, imagine, singer, rabbi, speaker, thinker, man, husband, wife, whatever it is. And at the end of the day, I'll find only that point in which I want to be. In other words, I want to be like that person in that aspect of his or her life. But what I'm ignoring is that he or she is also just like I am, flawed, complex, not just holding one value or one capacity at a time. That person who's particularly good at that is weak at something else. And one of the ideas that I like from that book that I was just referencing was the idea that instead of comparing ourselves to another person, we should only compare ourselves to ourselves, the I that I was yesterday. Am I better today than I was yesterday? That's a really vital and valuable comparison. That kind of dissatisfaction that doesn't bring up anger, but brings up change, good, healthy strivings in good direction, says, I went through this or that yesterday. If I'm going to go through this or that today, will I do it with greater dignity and strength and generosity? Will I dig into the wells of my capabilities to be a better human being, a better partner, a better friend, a better member of this community, this society, and this world than I was one day ago?